Oh my goodness, guys, I assume you've seen this by now, right? I'm talking about the Oklahoma football players, the bathroom brawl. I mean, this thing is viral. This thing I can't believe the success that this video is having by seeing these knuckleheads getting a dust up in a bathroom. And I'm not totally sure what the big takeaway is supposed to be. I guess the relevance to the story as to why this has caught on and as to, this is like a cultural issue at this point. I mean, TMZ is posting this. Pat McAfee did a whole thing. I mean, this thing's everywhere. I guess the relevance is that these were football players. It would seem as though if you took the fact that they were Oklahoma football players out of the story, you just have guys fighting in a bathroom, which is still, a lot of people are going to watch that for whatever reason. But it wouldn't be this cultural, viral, media sensation video. Then, of course, it doesn't go the way that you thought it was going to go. Now, you guys know the video? Do you know exactly what I'm talking about? A group of people, 7, 8 people, men's bathroom, which was apparently in a club, a bar. They were all out. Something happened within the bathroom before the video goes on. So now the football players, jocking with these other guys. What happened prior to that is likely relevant because as you're starting to work through this and figure out who's at fault, who did wrong here. Okay, great. And if you were to judge the book by the cover, the football players are going to win this one. I mean, in comparison, they were with some smaller and scrawny looking guys. Well, turned out those guys were trained. Turned out those little small scrawny guys were trained. Fighters. And you see that real fast because when this thing very first starts, it's a combination. Skinny guy that throws the first punch, but he threw a bump, and he had his elbows in the right spot. He had his hands inside. He had his chin protected. And you could see in that combination, this guy knows how to fight. He instantly transitions to a body lock, takes the fight to the ground, throws the hooks in, and applies a rear naked choke. Okay, now it's more than obvious that this guy is trained. He not only had hand training, he not only had wrestling training, he then had submission training. While these guys are fighting, another football player gets in another dust up with one of this other guy's friends. So now it's a 4-way fight. 1-on-1 times 2. The other football player gets body locked and jammed into the wall before he goes to the ground. But when he got jammed into the wall, he's out. He gets knocked out cold. All right. And then when he's on the ground, guy starts putting the fist to him. I bring this story up because we don't need to punish anyone here. I mean, this thing is now being looked at. Oklahoma's looking at it. The athletic department's looking at it. The police are looking at it. You know, what are we going to do? We're going to kick these guys off the team. How are we going to discipline? Stop. The punishment is done, okay? That ass whipping's a punishment for something. Like if you violated some kind of a social code, the ass whipping just squared the deal. And now, by the way, they're embarrassed. You want to get beat up in a bathroom? You want to get beat up in a bathroom by a guy half your size? You want to get knocked out in a bathroom and get that caught on tape and the whole world sees it? I only bring that to you. We're going too far with this. We're going too far with this. And now they're like pointing the blame. One guy's saying that the other guy, the football player's story, as I heard it, by the way, was that while he was going to the bathroom, the other guy did something, bumped into him, or, it was something. And weird things happen in a bathroom. You guys may not know this. You guys know this. The rest of our may not. Like, there is something to bathroom etiquette when you're men that some women wouldn't understand. You guys have your own room. Guys don't. It's like a urinal sitting, you're standing by each other. Like there's just a time when a guy really does not want to be messed with, and that's one of them. No problem. I'm just sharing for you. That is apparently part of the story. Relevance being, that's when the tape isn't going. And if you watch the tape, it does look like it was the football player's fault. One of the football players, reached over and shoved a guy that was barely involved. That's the guy that did the shoving is who got the face plant into the wall, knocked him out. I don't really need to know. Do you? Do we? Does the athletic department? Do the police? Do we really need to know what happened or who was at fault? Let's call it. Something has to be said for the fact that they took an ass whipping. Whatever they did, we're good. but also that it was caught and it was on video, and now they're embarrassed by it. Guys, let this go.